Hello everyone. Today we will learn about the structure of ISO 27001 standard. So as we all have understood in our last videos that ISO 27001 is an international standard for information security management system. So this standard is divided into two parts. The first part is called clauses or clause, and this contains 11 sections, and the other part is called annexures, and this contains four domains with 93 controls distributed among these four domains. So this structure has been revised in 2022. So we will understand about the clauses and the annexure first before jumping to the clauses description which is mentioned below. And annexures we will cover in the next videos because it is going to be a short video, as I said before, for easy consumption. And annexures we have to cover like in multiple videos. As you can see, there are like 93 controls and I want to touch base each of them. So let's understand about the clauses. Let's start with the first one, which is context of the organization. So basically this clause requires any organization to understand the internal and external issues, that why you need ISMS, right? What are the things which can impact your ability to achieve the intended outcome in ISMS, right? Or in information or cybersecurity. It also involves things like identifying your stakeholders. Who can be your stakeholders? It can be your customers, it can be your regulators, and also their requirements. I will give an example here. Let's assume that there is a financial institution called F, right? And it identifies that, okay, to work in a certain country, there are many regulation it has to follow. Like in India, they have to follow the regulation of Reserve Bank of India. For example, if they are in Europe, GDPR applies to them. If they are in USA and dealing with some kind of defense data, then things like ITAR apply to them. What is GDPR? What is ITAR? These are regulation. If you want to study more about it, go to ChatGPT, go to Google. There are many tools. Just Google them. You will get it. So let's assume that there is a financial institution named as F, and it has certain compliance requirement. So those understanding of, okay, these are the requirements that this organization need to comply with, these kind of activities falls under the context of the organization, so that you understand that what this organization needs. And it again identifies who are going to be the interested parties, including the customers, employees, and regulators. So this is what you do in this section, or as per this section, which is context of the organization. Let's come to the next one, which is leadership. Now, as I said before also, that ISO 27001 is not a regulation that it is mandatory for any organization to comply. ISO 27001 is a standard that if you want, you can use it as your best practices. If you want, you can hire a third party to ensure that you are following it, and make sure that your organization and its people are following the right cybersecurity methods to protect the data, or they are following the right best practices to follow data. Now, how this can be ensured? This can be ensured only by leadership, right? For example, if a company CEO is not interested in these things, of course, nobody is going to follow it. They will just do their work in the normal way without even thinking of what is secure, not secure, and they will deliver and go. And they will not think of the long run losses and the risks, right? So an example here can be, let's assume that you are running a manufacturing company and you are the CEO, right? Now you are going public for your company. Once you go public, there are certain kind of rules and regulation that you have to follow in terms of data protection. So as a leader, you will raise the requirement within your team. You will also hire someone to regulate or to control the cybersecurity methods. So this is called commitment by the leadership, and hence this particular section of clause is very important, that you need to demonstrate leadership commitment. And how you can demonstrate the commitment? Leadership can make an information security policy which is applicable across the organization, so that it becomes the internal rule for the company to follow it. Next one is planning. So this particular clause involves planning the ISMS, including the risk assessments, including things like how you will treat the risk. Sorry for my handwriting, I know it's like really beautiful. And setting information security objective, that okay, if we are doing these exercises, what are we trying to achieve, right? There can be an example like and imagine a company like an e-commerce company, like a Flipkart or like a what you call Amazon near you. So if that company identified certain risk through a risk assessment, that okay, we are prone to cyber attacks, we have a lot of customer data which can be stolen and all. So the planning of that organization will be as per the data it is holding and the data it is trying to protect. So every company has a different kind of data set, and hence the method and the planning will keep on changing. Next is support. So this particular section, support, right? So this covers the resource competence, awareness, communication, and documented information. So let's say you planned everything, you have leadership commitment, but if you don't have the right people, so you need competent people to execute this ISMS who knows about cybersecurity. You need a team who can educate the other teams that hey, this is how you should do it. And also awareness is the key here. And once people are aware, then it has to be communicated. So the awareness cannot be limited to a certain people, right? Because generally ISMS or information security is the responsibility of every employee in the organization. So here you need things like support. The next one is operation. So operation involves the execution of the processes. So let's say you have created your process objectives. Now you have the right team also. Now you have the right support also. People are aware also. So you need to execute it in the real time, right? Now we have everything what we need to do it. Let's execute it in the real time. One example for this could be a software development firm, right? For example, once you already have done the risk assessment here, right? And you have the risk treatment plan. So as per this risk treatment plan, you will do certain things. Like I will ensure that password is applicable to everywhere. Not even password, like multi-factor authentication is applicable to everywhere. What is multi-factor authentication? Go and Google it. You will get a lot of data. It's a very simple thing. Like apart from password, you need to identify yourself like with an OTP as well. That is multi-factor example, right? So you do the risk treatment in the real time in this operation section. Next, ISMS suggests this ISO 27001 standard that once you are doing things, keep on evaluating yourself, right? By doing internal audits and all, and make sure that you find out that what can be improved, which you do here. So once you do the evaluation in the previous stage, as per that you get to know, okay, this could have been done better, and you keep on doing the improvement. And this particular area focuses on continually improving the ISMS. So this is a never ending cycle, guys. So this is something which asks you that keep on improving, be in a cycle, don't stop, because it's not a one-time standard. If you're following ISO 27001, especially if a company is certified with that, the certification is continuous, which happens at a regular interval of an year, and you keep on improving and re-improvising your controls, re-auditing yourself, and then do the right thing. So this is about the clauses, that what the clauses are saying. We will have next videos where we will cover the annexure, which are the actual control that an organization need to implement to comply or to follow ISO 27001 standard. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a good day.